Welcome, folks. How are you all today? This is Will, K-Mac Vintage, coming to you on this Wednesday afternoon. It is just 1:02 p.m. here for me. This means that it is 2:02 Eastern Time. I'm just checking on something here. I got some text messages that just came in. Who's this from? So, anyway, um, I'm here. I'm doing the stream through actually StreamYard. So if you are wanting to join in and be part of the stream, I can send you the link. No, I just don't know where to find it here. Ah, there it is. So I have that copied to my clipboard. So if you want to participate and be part of the stream, and hey, Chip, how are you? Oh, I have your board I want to send to you soon. If this is the same Chip, let me just check. I think it is. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. I just wasn't sure. I just had to make sure. Chip, sorry about that. I had your board is sitting over there. And Luke, hey Luke, how are you? How is Calgary being to you and school and everything? I hope well. I don't have this light on yet. Let me turn that one on. I'm a bit late today because I had some things to do this morning, but I am here, and I did get some of my goodies. Not what I expected because that's still in customs. The actually stuff that's been here longer, and it's on day 7 now that it's sitting in customs. That entire shipment of that came in by the actually forwarder. So it's not only my stuff, but there's a lot of other people's stuff in there. Um, they want to do a physical manual inspection. So that gets delayed and has got to be booked and scheduled and all that. Retro Techie, hi, how are you? Doing good. It just started snowing. Oh my God, don't even tell me about snow. But Cayman is a bit cooler, which is nice. It is nice. It is very nice weather here. So, Retro Techie, this is an open stream. If you want to join, I can send the link out to anyone that wants to join in. It is through actually StreamYard, so it is all actually web based. Anyway, um, the actually invitation is there. So just ask me for the link and I'll put it in the chat if you want. Beyond that, yeah, Cayman is getting nice and cooler, a bit nicer. I think we're pretty much done with the hurricanes for this season. As soon as the cold fronts start in the States and coming down, and especially this one that is so far south, uh, um, it's pretty much done for us for this for the actual hurricane season. All right, no problem, Retro. Just letting you know that the offer is actually there. Um, Customs. But what I did get from my forwarder was a second shipment that came in after those 7 items. Okay, they have 7 for me that I'm waiting for, and Luke knows exactly what I'm talking about because I mean Luke also uses an actually forwarder for his things to come here, and customs can be a real pain in the ass. Um, so hopefully I'll get those other 7 because I need that stuff for me to finish the Fuji nets and the 2 SI and LC power supply boards that I need to ship out. I feel bad that I haven't shipped out these items yet for the buyers, but I don't have everything I need for me to do it. So anyway, let's get to what we're here for. Here is this is the board for Rudy. This is the reloaded SE30 that I started yesterday. That I was having some issues with it booting up. Okay, that I solved. Okay, this right here, this one F258 was bad. Okay, um, I mean the way I did it I mean I put a scope on it first, and I could see that it was acting funny, that I wasn't getting all the signals on it that I should. So I had a good idea. It was that one. So I switched it and it boot up. Okay, but just to be sure, I did change all other five also. So all six of these 258s are new chips. Okay, so I know the board looks awful with all the flux still on it, but it will get cleaned. Um, I leave the flux on because a lot of times something needs to get moved or something, and I have flux there. I can easily solder it again and so forth. So if I was to go and plug this in, and I did put on. There's a lot more of the connectors. I still got one more keyboard connector to put here. I have that to put on, and I have the metal rail here to put on. Okay, I need to take out the three resistor network from the other board and just put them in their slots. Okay, we have six people here. Thank you. Chip, sorry I didn't get back to you, and Thomas. Thomas, the actually stream is open. If you want to join in, if you can, I can send you the link. It is on actually StreamYard. So it's here. I'm waiting for actually Joaquin to send me the files that I need to send to you. So because I had the older version, because my other hard drive crashed that had all the sources on it. So I need him to actually send it to me. Okay. All right, Thomas. Let me see here if he said anything. No, he hasn't messaged me yet. Let's see. Oh, I see some emails, but no, it's not from him. Oh shoot, I need to go buy some Apple credit. I need to go buy an iTunes card because I need to put some credit on my accounts. Damn it, it's so hard here in Cayman to actually deal with that stuff. But anyway, I can't do it online or anything, and actually get it that I know of. So, unless someone knows a site that sells iTunes that you can get and order and pay with actually PayPal, that would be great. So I need to move those three actually resistor networks. I moved everything else is already on here. I added the other four RAM. I added the PDS, all this other stuff, the SCSI and the floppy. So everything is here. So Thomas, this board is going to our fellow collector Rudy up in Canada. So I promised him an actually SE30 board. So this is his. I had quite a few bad boards here, so I'm giving him one free of charge. It's a gift from me to him. So he's gonna get an SE30 that is working 100%. Okay, so you can't see that back there. So let me bring this a bit more here. I'll fix that in a minute here. Let's get this connected. I need to design my case that has all this built in, and then okay. I need to turn it on. Okay, and cable power here. Retro Macintosh, hello, how are you? Here we go. Bring the mic down to the speaker. There we are with chime. And screen is coming, and I stopped getting all of that fluffy stuff on it. You can't see it too well, so let me bring it down a bit lower. And there we are booting up. Okay, so we are very good here with this. That one lousy 258 chip was giving me horizontal lines on the screen before and would not chime. Now we have it fully working. It's that retro Macintosh guy. Yeah, Rudy. He's up in Canada. He's in your neck of the woods. Oh my God, Martin. Sorry you're sick there. It is an open stream, so I mean I know you're sick though. But anyway, so if I go to Apple here about this Mac, I should have 32 megs. I do because I have them all populated. So we are good. Wow, one chip. Yes, one chip was the Stop being sick. I got an SE30 that doesn't boot at all, but it's not getting any bus activity either. So I don't think it's RAM. Likely bad ROM. Yeah, probably. Um, Tone it out. I know you don't like me to say that, but that's it seems to be very time consuming, but that thing helps. So I know Rudy's making his card that goes here that reads the signals off of the PDS slot. But again, there's one drawback to that I find is that it reads it from the PDS slot, and there are traces that fork off. Okay, um, having an ability to read it from the ROM is also very critical. Yeah, the one is zigzag is a lot better. The one that sits on the actual ROM on the actual ROM slot. But then again, too, it only tests it from the ROM to the CPU and out. I mean, if it's working to here, okay. Um, so like there's some address lines that go to the SCSI chip and that they run right back here, and they'll be connected to all the other chips except to the SCSI. Okay, so that's where toning it is really critical. I mean, I prefer more the physical testing pin by pin. Okay, I know it's more time consuming. Arenas, hello, how are you there from? How are you from actually Spain? Um, yeah, they can do that SCSI chip sits right there by those caps. If it is a SE30, right here, this here row. I mean, down on this side and across this backside here. Okay, those are the two areas that actually get it the worst on the SCSI chip. And also because the actually VIAs run right here, and then just there are well, sorry, traces run right here, and then there are VIAs that actually branch to the SCSI and to the SEC. Uh, Not directly from a USB cable because that's only 5 volts. You see, or there are some power supplies. If your brick puts out 12 volts, but then you still need to do these boards actually require 3 different voltages. Some of them, some of them will actually make their own other voltages. So the actually boards actually require 12, negative 12, 5, and a lot of them require negative 5 also. Okay, like this board here is all 4 voltages. So powering that with just a USB cable is impossible. Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, that's like actually Javier has that adapter that he sells for the 2C, but that has to be powered by a 12-volt um, brick. Okay, these actually small 5-volt um, USB telephone chargers you cannot use. Okay, because that only puts out 5 volts. It needs to put out 12 to go into the actually 2C. Okay, so and it's like here on this board here. Um, the ATX is actually providing 3 different voltages. Okay, it is well, it's actually providing 4, but one of them it doesn't use. It is providing positive 5 volts, positive 3.3, but it doesn't need it. Positive 12 and negative 12. Okay, but the SE30 board also needs -5. All right, and it does not produce its own -5. So on our board here, we have this daughter board here that I had to add that provides -5 volts. Okay, this is on version 1.1. On actually version 1.5, this is built in. Okay, but then when it comes to like the actually to the classic, the actually classic generates its own -5 volts. So I don't even need this. Okay, but it consumes more -12. So a Pico doesn't give you enough -12 to run it correctly. All right, so on the classic version, we are beefing up the actually -12 voltage. Okay, so that the -12 has more current. Okay, so there's different things with it. That's why you can't really use this board alone for the actually classic. All right, I mean we have. You see, I have a version here. Yes, that's why you have issues with the audio, because the audio runs off of actually -12. Remember, Thomas, I told you don't go use this board for the classic. I mean, I told you that. All right, it's because of that. Okay. See, this was the original here, and this one does not generate. It doesn't have the -5 on it, and it doesn't have it back here, but it doesn't have enough -12 either. So I have to scrap these boards, and my new ones coming. Okay, and my new ones have circuitry on it to increase the actual current. Okay, because the ATX is putting out like negative like 0.5 amps, and it needs like 0.8, so it's going to beef it up. Thomas, if you run that instead of using a Pico and you use um, a bench ATX power supply, like what I'm doing here, okay, then you should have audio. Okay, it's just that the Pico does not put out enough amps, and the power supplies, the ATX power supplies sometimes do. Like this one puts out 0.6 amps. Okay, it really needs to be like around 0.8. Okay, but audio runs off of -12. So anyway, so that's why we have different versions of this card, and we have the one for the 128, 512, and plus coming out soon. So anyway, yeah, audio would start to skip. Yes, audio will give you problems because it doesn't have enough amperage. If you connect a meter, if you connect a meter to it, you'll see that your -12 rail is only going to show if you're using a Pico. Okay, you're going to see if you connect one of these to it, you're going to see that your Pico, that this is only showing down here -10 volts, because it's just not putting out enough. Okay, so anyway, I'm good with this board. I'm going to shut this down. I mean, we can see here that the screen is nice there. You can see all of that at the same time. Okay, good job on the board. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna undo those things that I need right now, because I want to put this. I want to put this behind me, and I'm gonna take out some of this RAM. I always forget. I mean, last night when I had this machine booting, I did the. I mean, it's just nature. Okay, it's just nature. All right, so I had this ROM. This is the big mess of wires Raminator. Even if I had hours, even if I was using hours, I had this in here, and I had my actually Blue SCSI plugged in, and it wouldn't boot. I would get to the welcome screen and it wouldn't boot. It wouldn't go beyond that. Okay. Then I remembered Raminator will not boot with version 755 unless your 755 has been modified. I do have a modified version of it, but I don't have that active on this right now. So it wouldn't boot. Then I had to go to just a standard ROM. So anyway, I always forget that. I always forget that, and then I'm like, oh my god, stupid ass me. So, 10 people. Wow, thank you for being here, y'all. Those of you that have joined late, it is an open stream. If you want to join in and be part of it, I can send you the link, and you're welcome to join in. Oh, I gotta save this chip. Put that over here. All right. So let's take out those other two items. Oh, what did I get? Um, I'm out of stock of ROM Sim programmer, so I got 20 more boards that just came in. So I have to build these now. Luckily, there's not much I got to do. I just have to put on the actually main chip and a actually USB port and a switch and the ROM socket. So 1, 2, 3, 4 items I got to solder on, and that's it. Okay, so it already has just about everything else on it. So I got to build some of these. The other thing that came in is our new SIP memory cards, memory sticks, you want to call it. So this is also going to be Blink RAM, but it's going to be a SIP version. Reg edit the system file. Yeah, you need to load up um, what is it, mode 32 or clean something. I already have a modified version. It's just I need to switch to it. Um, so this is the SIP 2.0. I was waiting for these boards, and now they came. So it takes the two memory chips. It's the same as our normal RAM. Okay, everything is the same way. We got rid of the actually parity area because I mean I'm not gonna really use parity, so we got rid of that. And we got rid of the tilt in the RAM, but everything else stays the same. The back still has the actually AT Tiny there on it, and then this will get. See our. Is this already 30? Yeah. Oh, I took some off of it. So okay, so then this will get a pin header like actually that in on it. And then I have some very, very low actually profile um, header sockets that's in that order of 7 items that are sitting with customs. So then the actually header will sit on the board, and that just plugs into it. So I have some of the. I need to build 4 of these, or just at least one. But then the other thing that we made too is that we made a test board. Okay, I have different sockets. So on this, I'm gonna solder a socket that will sit on here like actually this, and it's still a sim. So I can put this into a normal board. Okay, but it's got headers on it. That way I can plug the sim. I can plug the actually SIP into it, and actually test the memory. So I don't need a board that's got headers on it. Okay, so we got that, and then also, yeah, this is our. Now this project is an open source project. It's not. We did not create this board. Okay, Someone else actually created it. It's an open source, and we contacted them and asked them if we could use it. They're like, "Look, our license is open. You can do what you wish with it." So anyway, it was created by actually Simba's. These are called Simba 16 by by actually Oxcats. Um, it's a 16 megabyte Sims. Now this can work with actually 3.3 volt chips or the 5 volt chips if you can find the 5 volts. He's tested them with certain ones and so forth. So I don't have the chips yet; they're in that order of 7. But I have the boards and I have everything else, so I can build 4 of these and just wait for the chips to come. So this is our 16 megabyte Sims that we're going to be having. If all works well, we will have those available. So here we are with 16 megabytes, SIPs, a tester card, and um, ROM sim programmer. So I do have quite a bit of things I need to build. So I hope some of that is interesting to people. It'd be nice to have some 16 megabyte Sims. Then we can load up one of these machines with that. What is this? 128? Yeah, 128 megabytes for just to say that we have it, because really there's no software or nothing that's ever going to use that much of the memory. Then you definitely need an actually Raminator that's going to bypass memory tests for you to have that fully loaded. So anyway, I need the old board. Where is it? All right, I got some things here I need to take off of this board. So and we do that with hot air. With hot air and my suction. What do I need to take off all of these things. I need to get all of these off. Sorry, we're now coming to some of the boring stuff, but um, I need to get these off. Who's that? Yeah, those 16 meg look good, and the blinking one is great. Love it. Well, we added the actually blink to the 16 megs also. So the actually SIP. So all 3 of our RAMs, the actually standard 4 actually megabyte SIMs, the 4 megabyte SIPs, and the 16 megabyte sims and sip, because you can convert those to actually sips, because it already has the holes for you to put in the actually header. All three have actually blink. So basically any RAM that you get from us now will be the blink type. Matter of fact, I even took off the ones that are not blink off the website. If you don't want blink, you can just unsolder the actually LED or the AT tiny on the back. And I like to get these items off the board before I remove that back rail, because that gives me support. So almost done with the board for Mr. Rudy. printing another 3D case also for SE30. Another customer wants a custom-made case. So this is my third one that I have producing for someone. Now you wonder why am I heating this one up? Because this is a rivet holding in this connector. So I have to drill it out. But it's a lot easier to drill it out when it doesn't have solder in it. You see how easy with hot air and a manual pump these things come clean? Today, because I was out and I was hungry, I ate lunch that is not what I normally type of food I normally eat. I try to eat very healthy and a lot better because of being actually diabetic. And boy, I can feel that like a brick in my stomach already. I'll look at the chat in a minute if anyone has left anything. Let's see. No, nothing new. Okay. And 10 people out there. Maybe tomorrow I can do a much earlier stream. Catch some of y'all that are across the pond over in Europe. I may get my 7 packages today. One of the workers at the forwarding company lives in my area here. So he said if they come in and I pay it online, he'll drop them off for me. So if I get them, that'd be great because I need to finish his items and ship them out. I got about 20 orders I need to ship out. The post office is going to love me. So if anyone is watching that ordered some things from me recently, like the power supply boards or the FujiNet, as soon as I get my cargo, I can finish them and send it out to you. Thomas, are you still here? Thomas, can I mention about the power supply thing that you're gonna do? All right. Well, Thomas, from person that runs Amiga of Rochester, um, he's gonna become a reseller of our power supply boards. So the same boards, you can get them from him, and the good thing is that I think you're gonna repair them and build them for them if they want. So you'll be able to buy them from him, and maybe even more. I don't know if he's gonna do rebuilds for people, because not everyone is gonna feel comfortable doing that type of work. So all right, I'm going to look into almost full transplant, make a new Molex. Okay. Yeah, but you need the old cases, right? So they would have to send you their old power supply, and then you you do a transplant to a new board and the case and send it back to them, right? Or you just do a swap out. You already have a bunch of cases and you make, and they send you their old one, and you send them a new one. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm getting the three resistor networks. I don't want to heat them up from the other side because those chips they'll get toasted. And sometimes they can crack. So, but yeah. Anyway, Thomas will have our power supply boards available. I'm not sure yet to what level he will do the work, but that's the source that you can get them from. He's been after me for that for a long time. Huh? From the first time that I mentioned it, that we were going to do it almost a year ago, I think it was. All right, that's one of them. Oh, I need to get that guy out. So since I'm here, let's go ahead and unsolder this one. All right, let's go back to this chip. A little bit more soldering here to do. Let's see what they say. Working, watching you use a soldering pump to do this is somehow therapeutic. Yeah, it can be. I'm just surprised how quick I am at actually reloading this pump. And you know, I prefer it more than using wick or flux because here I'm not spending any flux. I'm not I'm not using any wick. And because it's a donor board, I mean, I'm not worried about the heat. All right, let's do the chips ready. Now I got one more sitting right here. These actually ferrite beads. I used to have to solder them on and take them off the old board, but now my new boards come with them on already. The one drawback about the solder pump is it leaves a mess. Here on the side where when I recharge it, I move it to, and it dumps all of the solder that it pulled out, and in my lap and on the floor and everywhere else. It can make a big mess. I have to unsolder this anyway, so I might as well suck it empty now. You see what I mean by the mess? I have a bigger solder pump that's got more power and all that, but that I cannot reload it single-handedly with my thumb. Okay, let's get these out of the way now. Let's see what else here. Watching you, I constantly have issues with my hand pump spewing. I just use, I don't know what FR301 is. Big blue one. Okay, solder pull it. I have one like this. Sorry, let me switch cameras here. Of course, it doesn't want to switch now. Stream Deck. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's go. Let's do it this way. Desk. Okay. I have one like this. I don't like this one because this one I can't do with my thumb. You see, I always have to turn it over and do that, and then suck it. You see? And that's just too much work. This one, a small little sucker like I do this. And I just do this and this. Okay? That's it. Oh, okay. Hackle. Yeah, I don't like the solder suckers, um, pump ones, and that and I'm not about to spend that much money on a hackle. 8. Oh boy, I got solder stuff all over me. They go on the ground and I vacuum them up later. I think this is the last thing I need to take off this board. This is a lot of metal, so it's gonna take a while to get hot. There, the solder is becoming liquefied. All right, that's one. Two. These are the ones I got to bend. Anyone coming in and out that wants to join in the stream, let me know. I can send you the link. Almost at the end. Uh, the boring part, guys. I'm so sorry that this is boring. But this is the work some of us do. It's not a very quick thing. It takes time. Reloading these boards is, for me, about a 4 hour process now. I have another CI I want to do. It's for Jake, our team member. All right, 3 more pins to do. And it's starting to switch to become liquefied. I need to get this out. The audio jack I don't do with the heat because it will melt the base of it. It's plastic. So that I will do with wick and flux. Let me get this out since I'm here. Okay, that's out. And we'll go to this last one now. All right, I have all those out. Let me reset my stream deck here and see if that will put it to work. Turn the heat up. Oh, I already have it up at actually 480. And the maximum flow. Why did that close? I did not close stream deck. It closed on its own. See, it don't wanna work. Okay, there it's working. Okay, yes, it's working now. All right, so I pumped all that out. What I gotta do now is I have to do some drilling haunted stream deck. Yeah, well, it can be haunted on Dave's stream on actually Sunday. Right now, I need it to work. So I have this here. I do need to drill it out. These here have actually rivets in them. Okay, so here we go. I don't. That's it. Okay. See, they're the rivets. Get all those metal shavings off because they can cause shorts. Now that I have those loose, I'm gonna. Okay, so I basically have the board sitting here. I still have the bracket in, as you can see, so it's sitting up high. So now let me put my drill away. I don't need that anymore. Yes, I keep my drill right here next to me because I do this quite often. I bring some heat again now because now I need to pop these out. These are the 2 dB connectors. And now that the rivets are loose, they'll just fall out. There they are. Okay, those 2 out. All right. I need to get these chips out. Now I will use a little bit of heat, and I just run it along here just to loosen up the last little bit of solder that may be in there. Okay, one is out. I have had these actually snap on me. That's two. Let me go get this last one. Forgot that guy. I'll take it out later. See, like I told you, that one snapped. Oh, I can't use that one. I'll have to give him one of my remakes. Okay, now this bar can come off. It's still hot. Ooh, the two DB19s look perfect. Okay, even though I had to drill out the rivets, they're still reusable. I'll put in newish rivets. And let's get this one out. This is the one that I need. I need this DIN 4 for the keyboard. All right. Everything is out. Who's messaging me? Okay. Okay. So this old board. Anything else I need off of here right now? No. Let's go put these on the new board. I'll have the. Oh shoot! My soldering iron came unplugged. Oh no! I never even plugged it in yet today. All right. I need to heat up. Got a heat plate, and you can recover the Euro connectors. Yeah, I have a heat plate too. I just haven't done them. I have like 60 of these boards that I have sitting over here that I've already reloaded that I can salvage that connector off of each of them. Some of them even have CPU sockets I can probably recover and all those other things. I have the same big actually heat plate that also Bruce has. It's so funny. The day that I got mine is the day that he made that video using his, and it turned out to be that we bought the same one. It wasn't planned. Had no idea. Except his is actually 220 volts. That should be everything on the back now, and we can put in this bar. Now I can come here and bend these. Yeah, I talk to him quite a bit. I mean, we share emails, and um, I guess maybe it's because we do a lot of the same work. Like, I mean, I know you do too, but you're not doing reloaded boards. He's doing some. Um, so, and we worked on some SE. I mean, there were some streams that he did with SE30 repairs that I was giving him a lot of info, and even after the stream, we were exchanging emails and messages back and forth, and he told me what he did to get it solved and what he thought it was going to be. And some issues, I felt it was the same thing, and he wanted confirmation if someone else thought the same thing. All right, let me put some things here away. I need to bring these chips into view here on my scope. All right, what I need to do is I need to straighten up some of these legs. They're very bent. Okay? Look at that. Because that's how they came out the socket, right? All right, that one good. All right, let's put some of these in now. I'll tell you in a minute what I meant by gonna. All right, I'm purposely. I have some of them here still. Okay, I have two more of these here. Um, they could be bad, but we'll find out shortly. So I'm gonna put one of them in instead of my thing. Okay, this is everything on this board now. Everything is assembled. That's it. There's nothing else to assemble. Oh, I got one thing to do. Hold on. I need to close it blind so I can read the text. Yep, if I were to do similar, feels like a loss of knowledge exchange. And I don't know, Bruce. I mean, Bruce is very on his own. He does have his circle that he is well with, and I don't blame him. I mean, I can't say that I we are good friends. I mean, we're acquaintances. We do the same work. We do chat. We do exchange emails now and then. But all right, now these pieces that I'm snapping off, these were put on from the factory because they needed it as guides for the bird seat assembly. So now I have to snap them off, or else this won't fit in the case. Okay, it's already scored. It doesn't do any damage to the board. So that's that. Now, what do I need to do? I said we're gonna test this to see if that thing's gonna work. Um, what I need to do here is bring in my tech step. Because this is one of the last things that I do to a board to make sure it's all okay. Because I can't test serial without this. So Thomas may say different, but This is my number one way of testing serial. And serial is going to flow through this actually resistor network that I just put here. So I'll know if that works or not. Okay, I got 2 more here to connect, 3 more things. This keyboard cable is going to break soon. Okay, and audio. I'm not to worry about the screen this time because I don't need anything on that screen. It's all gonna be through here. I don't know if people's ever gonna make that, Thomas, because that that stuff is very very incomplete. That document, and finding out, because like all of those non-naturally critical tests that Adrian says, well, that they can't run, this actually runs them. So um, yeah, I gotta wait and see what happens. I don't think it will. I don't think it'll ever become a software thing. Not a fully compared to what this is. Okay, you see, it's telling me that serial cannot connect. All right, so I bet you it's that resistor pack, or it could be something deeper. So let's try the other chip. Yep, this one bad. This one did not connect. This one does. This one go in the garbage. Bye bye. I don't need things that are not working. Let's do all tests. I still have 3 or 4 tech steps to finish building and then put those up. There's one in the States that actually Jake has to sell, and then I may sell mine here. So I think I have 4 total. I have the actually original, so I don't mind using the actually original. I don't need a recreation. I'll rather sell it and recover my actually funds from it. Yay, SEC pass, the one that usually fails. It usually fails, but it's not because of the SEC chip. It's usually either the 175 or those LS30s that are the problem. ADB test, so that means that it already passed out. I guess ADB is the last. Okay, all tests pass. Yeah, you can. I mean, the basic stuff like what Adrian was showing and that you can do, but a lot of the other stuff is not even documented yet. No one has even gone that far with it. Um, like the SCC test, SCSI test, swim test, um, all the other chip tests that in that document. So there's a lot of things that need to get done. So and to run it off of software, I'd rather just connect this and be done with it because I do actually enough of these. For me, this is fine. Okay, all tests pass. This board is done. I'm gonna turn it off, and we can move on. To do the SCSI test, you need a device with a SCSI chip on it because there's actually TechStep has a SCSI chip, unless you're gonna emulate. Um, so there's a lot on it that's I don't know. I just don't see it happening. If it does happen, I'll be very surprised. So, yeah, you got tests running, but I mean, which ones? I mean, the same ones that he was doing. Those are documented. None of the other ones are even documented yet. Well, I am gonna encourage you. Do it. I want to see it done. So I would love to see that fully done. That's what I said. It's not that simple. So can you run all of those all of the things that he said that were the non actually critical tests? And on other machines, it's a lot different. So now this one, because it's done, this machine is gonna get branded. So I put my Rudy name on there. I can move this away. It needs to go in the ultrasonic cleaner. You know what? Let me turn this on. I can probably clean it today, but it needs to heat up. Guys, give me 1 second here. Let me go get a drink of water. Actually, getting some iced tea instead of water. Straight up iced tea, nothing in it. Water and tea. Hey, the bottom piece of the case is about to finish. I probably share my current work. It's in Python. Yeah, I'll like to see what is there, what can be done. All right. I need to run the vacuum cleaner for 1 second, y'all. I need to clean off my bench here. I'm gonna turn off my mic so that it doesn't blow your ears. If there's anyone that can probably do a lot of input on that tech step software, will be Max. But I still see that you need to somehow connect to the ADB ports. You need to connect to both the printer and the serial because it tests them both. The SCSI, the sound, you need all that to actually come in somewhere. So now I know Max actually released a lot of his stuff on his GitHub. So I just feel that if you're really into the repairs and that, and you need a good testing tool for the price that it is for the actually creations, it's not that bad. And the amount of machines that it can do already, you can't beat it. Um, any machine now that I work on, I always run it through the tech step just to be sure because I've caught a lot of actually serial issues. And that was a major thing with them. Where did I put my chips? Okay, so what should we work on? SIPs or the 16 megs? Now the 16 megs, I do not have the chips yet, so I cannot complete it. I can put all the other stuff on, but I can't solder the actual chips on yet. Hopefully I'll get them tonight or tomorrow. Okay. I think I don't know what all Max put on his GitHub, but it is out there. Yeah. EC Kramer. I agree with you on actually that. I don't think that's what I mean. To have a full actually replacement of the tech step on a modern computer and in software, I just don't see that. Okay, maybe to do basic things and a little bit here and there, but then you need to do a lot of reading in between the lines. Um, yeah, possibly that can be done. So anyway, what y'all want to be worked on, or a programmer? I can do either one of these. SIPs I can build and test today because I can make this adapter board and we can test it. I do have an SE30 board that has one actually SIP socket. My problem is going to be this. I don't. The one I have here, the legs are not long enough. Maybe. Anyway, SIP 16 or programmer. What do we want to work on? I'm down to 4 people. Who's all here? Thomas is here. EC Kramer is here. The other two, I don't know. Don't think Luke is still here. I don't have my 0.5 today. I thought he was here earlier. Chip. All right. Well, I tell you, I'm eager to see because I don't have the chips for this yet. I'm eager to see SIP. So I'm gonna work on this. Where's my memory tray? I just need to build one. Matter of fact, I can actually, since this, um, no, I can't use from that. SIPs is my vote. Yes, that's what I'm gonna work on. SIP. I just need 2 chips off of this. I'm not. I'm gonna build one and then I can test it because I need to verify that these boards are good. So for now, then I'm just gonna build one. I have one SE30 that has a socket that can take it. All right. I have one that I made here that is not working well. Where's my other tweezers? Oh, they're right here. I'm gonna salvage things off of this and reuse. Come on, because it's only one I need to build. So, all right, got everything I need off of that. Let's go to scope. Okay, so I'm gonna put on these small little SMD stuff first. I always like to work from the lowest height item up to the higher one. I use the same capacitor that comes off of the donor SIM because it's the same chip, right? So it should work. Now the first design of the board was we had a flaw in it on an inner layer. some pins that should have been grounded were not, and I'm gonna put these on off screen, off camera. I'm just putting them on the board. I'll solder them on camera though. But all right, basically what these are is the two resistors and the LEDs. And yeah, but I like the pasting and all that, but it's I like the soldering too, and I don't mind it. I've done some with paste, and I didn't have a stencil though. Also, I just put paste on the pads and like for the memory, and put it on my hot plate, and I still had to reflow them. I could get JLC to put these on for me, but they charge too much. All right, so you see, I'm already done with those small things. That's it. The time it would have taken me to put the stencil down, put it on the hot plate, put in the flux, well, put in the solder paste on it, and then place the components on. I already have it soldered. Done. Let me see if you email it to me. Still don't see anything from him. Okay, solder chip on. Let's go. Let's secure it. And here I'm very limited on space because we had we had to make this as low profile as possible and still get all of the traces ran on the card. So I'm very close to these holes that I have to. I could flow it with hot air, but pretty, pretty to me. sockets are running out, Thomas. I mean, there's very few sockets out there, and their prices have gone up to like almost $10 each. And on an SE30, if you need 8 of them, that's $80 just on sockets, and they're not being made. So I mean, I just recently found someone that was selling some sockets, and I arranged the price with him, and I got him at actually $6 a piece compared to what I used to pay $2. Okay, and I bought all that he had, and there, I mean, almost actually $800 worth of sockets on the way to me. Yeah, you can actually convert existing. That's not a problem. Um, you just need to, but the problem is that by converting existing, if you go put them in like a, um, I think the SE30 is fine because the board doesn't slide in, but on others, you're gonna have an actually height issue because if you just take pin headers and put on a sim like I did here, you see, I just put headers on a sim because really that's all that a SIP was when it was first made. Okay, was just something like actually this, and they just took off the actually pins and then called it a sim. Okay, what happens is that your actually profile is very high. This ends up sitting so much higher than the normal RAM in the board, and you could run into a problem with it hitting the metal frame. So these are a bit more lower profile. And then the sockets I also have that you solder into the board are very low as your profile, although they're not here yet, but they are very low profile sockets. Okay, that's why you see these pins here are way up higher than the actually original pads. It is to try to help with the actually profile. But the thing is that we still need some of the space for us to run traces and actually keep the board where it's not a 4-layer board to try to keep the cost lower. So because when I run out of sockets, I mean, I don't think I'm going to pay more than $6 for actually sockets. Because then it just becomes way too expensive. All right, this one done. Let me clean it off. Oh, I gotta put the AT tiny on the back. Uh, all right, let's go put that AT tiny on the back. But in some of these, those angled sockets are not going to work either, especially with the SC with that last row in the back there. I tried a 45 and it wouldn't work. I don't know about a 22. A 22 may or may not because of the pallet chips that are in the way of that last row. I just like to have another memory option because I know those chips are those sockets are soon gone. Even the dual ones, if you can get them, they're expensive. I mean, you can cut them, but even them are getting scarce. ROM slots on the SE? You mean actually RAM slots on the SE? SE uses sockets, uses dips for. Yeah. All right, so now I need to put in this header. Let some solder go in some of these holes. No. Okay, it goes in good and tight, you see, so it will end up looking something like this. You see how the plastic is actually flush with the PCB? Yeah, I know, I need to straighten up this last pin. Something a bit stronger. I could tap them from the front too, but they're okay. I'm not gonna try to squeeze in there. Okay, so this one is made. Rudy, hey, your board is done, Rudy. You gotta go back and watch. Your board is 100% done. Everything works on it. So I have the ultrasonic cleaner on now, getting hot. It needs to get up to 54 degrees, and it's at 26. So we are making a dip here. That's basically, well, sorry. And we're made an actually SIP chip. So I have one SE30 board here that I already put in. Now this is a high profile socket. Okay, so see, so that will sit in. You see, now this is what I was saying by a high profile and getting these things to fit in the cases is, you see the height difference? But I do have low edgy profile ones that sit a lot lower. Okay, that this is going to end up being, it'll still be higher than the original sim sockets, but it's only going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be about like that. And that should still fit inside a normal SE case. Okay, but with a socket like SE this, it won't. It's just very high. I mean, up here might fit, but back here won't. And then the angled ones, these here, the chips are soldered, so you can use 45 back here, and it will sit okay. All right, so you could use 45-degree angles or less if these PAL chips are soldered in. So let's test this. I have no idea this is going to work. I just got these boards in. We're going to test it exactly this way. I'm going to use my Pico, although it doesn't have 12 volts. I know. Where did I put it? Because 12 volts is not right here in front of me. It doesn't have the 12, but that's okay. I don't need audio right now. I can tell right away if the memory is working or not. So I don't even need video right now, because if it works, it will blink. And I don't have, there it goes, it's blinking, but the others aren't. The SIP is blinking, but the others aren't. Something is still not right then. Let me get video. Yeah, you see, something is still not right. Because these other ones should be blinking. And look at my screen, it's all snowy. It wants to blink, but not the others. I think I need to make my adapter board here. And for me to do that, I have to bend the pins here and solder this in. All right, let me see what I can do with this here. I'm just trying to downsize the socket. Basically what I had to do was, this was a 40 pin. All right, you'll go back to watch later, Rudy. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to actually that. I was. So I made this now where it is 30 pin. So then that can go in there. But now I need to bend all of these pins. And that's going to be next to impossible. So I got 30 pins here to bend by hand. Although they're bending easy. Mm. Give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that. Looks like I'm getting my other packages. That was the call that I wasn't waiting for. Um, I'll get someone to bring them though to me. For you to see what I'm doing is that I'm bending a bunch of these pins. I have to get back to work, Thomas. Thanks again. Well, I'll be back on later. Okay. I don't have a socket that is 90 degrees for this, so that's why I'm bending this, and then I'll solder this to the board. The pins are more than long enough. Okay, now I gotta see how far down they are. Let's see if I can fit that in. Yep, it's in. Now let's solder. So this is an adapter board for testing SIPs and actually SIM sockets. It's just a normal straight through adapter. Nothing special here. Okay, so the adapter board is done. I want to take the SIP and just verify, make sure I didn't do anything wrong. Those are all good there. I might have a leg that's a bit loose here. It looks soldered though. Yeah, no, it's soldered. All right, that looks normal. All right, now because I have a different board, I'm gonna. Well, this one should work. Why is this board not want to work? This board is another issue. It's not the SIP. That's my problem. All right, let me go to one of the boards that I know that works. Now that I have the actually adapter, I can use that. So I don't need a board with a SIP socket on it. We will bring back Rudy's board because we know that works. See, Rudy, it's branded. I know you're not here watching. Looked like you had a bridge or something. You said 12 volts not gonna make them. It's not gonna. Um, it shouldn't. Let me try normal RAM first. Well, I'm just not gonna have audio. See, a reset is fine. A reset is not 12 volts. Reset is 5. See, that's coming up. I'm just not gonna have audio. Okay, so we know this works. So now let's take out one RAM. I'm gonna put in this. This is a normal SIM that I put headers on, so um, this should work fine without any problem. I'm gonna be careful sticking that in there. I hope Joaquin didn't put something wrong on this. Okay, yeah, I gotta put solder pads on it. Okay, so normal this is working. Okay, I just gotta put some. I should because of the thickness difference. Okay, the board is at a 1.2 or 1.4. Anyway, all right, so we know that one is working. This is the normal SIM that has been converted to a SIP. Okay, now we try the new one. I know I need to pull it forward. No, we have a ground. We have some issue on the board. This is what happens when you have new boards. You said you saw a bridge somewhere. Yep, we're going back in time. Sips were from that era. Let me just check the chips again to make sure that there's an a bridge or anything. I don't remember seeing one. That side is all good. Whatever you see here is flux. And that chip is soldered on the correct way. It could be bad memory too. Don't see no bridges there. No. No bridges here, or else I wouldn't be blinking. There must be a flaw in the board. It's the only thing I can think of. That or some bad memory. Some bad chips. See, because normal memory works fine. Got to be something on the SIP board. That or the chips are bad. I could try to take some chips off of a known working one, or just build another one. And I know these chips are good, so I could take these two off of here. Sorry, I could take these two off of here and try them. Just make sure there's not. Well, if there was something wrong on this board, this would not have booted up with the other with the other SIP. Yeah, we are going back in time. I mean, that happens. We're not getting the actual sockets that we need, right? So no, this one don't want to work either. Let me put some solder pads on this adapter. The adapter's too thin. Reason why they're too thin is because I think now the boards are 1.2 and these SIM sockets are made for 1.4. So by putting solder on the pads, we can gain a little bit of thickness. All right, I want to do the other side too. I want to. Still here, folks. Still here. Now this is only for my adapter board that I gotta put these. I don't know how that happened. All right, let's try this and see. All right, that's sitting in a lot better now. Yep, there we go. The board was a little bit too thin. Okay, so now I know with this one it works. Okay, it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up. Okay, there I get question mark. All right, let's take out this SIP and we put in the new one. And try the same thing. No, there's a flaw on the board. All right, I'm not gonna waste more time on it. I'll tell Joaquin that because he has the files and the schematic for it. So he needs to find where that flaw is. What time is it? Oh, 3. He may still be awake. Let me let him know. Okay, so something is still wrong with the SIP. So at least I know that the actual adapter works. All right, so now I could try those other chips. I could make another one quick. There's still something wrong somewhere. Crap. Maybe it's something that we can solve quickly. It's not a major thing. I mean, he did have to redraw this and move some lines around to try to get us as low profile as possible. So it could be with that he forgot something. All right, yeah, I'll get the rest of my cargo later. Anyway, okay, so we know this is not going to work. Not these new ones. But I'm still so tempted to try another one with some known good chips. I'm still tempted to take these two chips off and try it. All I need to do is just put on two capacitors, the two chips, and the header. That's it. I'm not going to worry about the LEDs. We all think. Try it. I mean, it could be that the chips off of this are bad. I have had that happen. I mean, that's how these are bad. And I could try two other chips on this, just take off two randomly. I don't want to try it on the same one because it's very tight for me to get in there and actually solder. I mean, we know that the adapter works. It comes alive right away. Trying to see if he may answer me. You see? I mean, the adapter works. So it's not the adapter, it's on this. Oh boy, I'm disappointed on that. So try another. Just two capacitors and two chips and and a pin header to put on. Yeah, let's try another one. I'll take two chips off of this one. I don't want to mess up my other working SIP that I have there. Okay, got my two chips. Oh, I need the two capacitors. All right, let's try another one quick. This won't take too long to put on. Not gonna put on the LEDs or anything, because I'll know it works by just seeing the other LEDs blinking. Let me see if that's him. No. Alright, so let's do the chips and see how they look. No bridges underneath. Okay. Okay, and that's also this direction. Okay. Check my solder work. Good. Good. No bridges. Okay. Next chip. Yeah, it don't take long. Just a few minutes, and I'll have another one made. What I may do is tone them out. If I see if I can find where the flaw sits. Probably some pin leg is not connected. This is what happens when you're designing new things and trying. I mean, one little leg could be missing. But I may later tonight build a programmer. Tonight's Wednesday. Who's streaming? No one is streaming tonight. I don't like to stream at night. I'll leave that for other people. Maybe. Oh, Steve just did one last night with his wife as a fundraiser now. I gave them a nice donation for the fundraiser. Okay. Let's make sure no bridges there. Nope. Nope. Okay. Let's break this one off, and I need to get it. I need to get another pin header. Give me 1 second. Let me go to the bag where they are. Temperature 33. Nope, that's not them. This is them. Okay. Sorry, folks. This is a bit boring, but this is how we find out what works and what doesn't, right? This is all part of the game of prototyping. Some solder went in that one. I need to take some solder out of this hole. Okay. The pins are so close to the chips that still don't come out. Oh, I have another one there with some solder in it. Okay. Let's solder this quick. And do it. Okay. Oh, it's a little bit not even, but it'll do. Prototype. That's what we're going to call it. Prototype. These will be worth millions one day because they're the K-Mac prototypes. I make sure to put a prototype sticker on it. K-Mac Vintage, bringing back SIPs from the 1980s. I remember I did buy a 286 machine at one time. I was living in actually Atlanta. I was at college and I got a 286 machine that had SIP RAM. First time I ever saw it. Okay, we have this one. Probably gonna do the same thing, but no, that's the one that does work. Mm-mm. There's a fault on the board somewhere. I need to find it. This chip is getting very hot. Let me see if the same thing happens with this one. Oh yeah, probably something with the 5 volts on this one having something. Oh, it's not that hot. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna have to sit and tone this out. The good thing is that I have the SIP boards and the normal sim one, so I can easily pin it out and see, tone it out and see where the problem sits. So anyway, um, where am I? I got my tea and I didn't even drink any of it. So, um, but I do know the board. I mean, a normal RAM in here, the board works, so it's not a board issue. Boom. Blink RAM, the best thing I ever made. Really helps me. All right, folks. I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed with the SIP boards. I was hoping to be able to start making them available, but there is a flaw. So I think I'm going to go off stream and I'm going to find this issue off stream. 2.5 hour stream today, so that's not too bad. We did get Rudy's board done, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy that his board is good. The ultrasonic there is getting hot, so I can put it in there. And I don't have much sunlight, but hopefully it will be okay. My SIP adapter, my SIP ROMs there. I'm going to put those in there for now. This will go back in there. This, I need to tone it out, so I'm going to use so this is SIP and this is standard, so I'm going to use that to help me tone it out and see where the problem is. So yeah, folks, I think I'm gonna end. I'm gonna call it an evening. Cool. Good luck. Sucked. You had to pay. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's part of the development. I mean, if it's something easy that I can do a botch on it, then fine. Yes, I can do that. But if it's not, if it's an internal thing or something a bit more trickier, it don't matter. They didn't cost me that much. It maybe landed $30. It's all part. It's all part of the game. So, and this ain't the first time. The actually first SIPs came in wrong, and now this one too. But um, there's something wrong somewhere, and I got to find that. So I'm gonna tone it out and see. But I need to go on my other computer. I need to pay the charges for my cargo because my friend is gonna pick them up on her way home from actually work. She lives here by me, so she'll pick them up and actually bring them for me. So I need to go to my other computer and take care of that and that. So those of you that are still here watching, thank you so much. I'm gonna play this.
Please hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications.
So now that is a real picture of my friend's beach here. Another friend. He lives on the coastline. But the Mac, the mat, the microscope, and that other things were actually imposed on the image. So anyway, thank you. I'd like to thank Mark for actually making that for me. And I don't think I will do a stream again tonight. I'll probably do one tomorrow morning. I'm gonna find out what this RAM issue is so I can tell actually Joaquin what to fix and see if maybe I can fix it myself and still use these, or I'll have to order some new ones. Okay. Thomas, I just got those files too from actually Joaquin, so I'll send them to you soon. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you. Y'all have a great evening.